All right, guys, we have first combat this weekend, the first real official Gundam card game tournament, and I'm going to tell you what I think is going to win it. What's up, guys? Garrett Farrington here with Talking Cards, and today I'm breaking down the first combat event. We have several different tournaments. One of them is our standard constructed 1v1, 64-man tournament. For playing this event, you're going to get multiple participation cards, and I'm going to show you those above me right now so you can see what you get just for participating in these. And then on top of that, you get additional prizing for your placing. In the 1v1, you get, for top 16, a Soletta Mercury card. And for winning the event, we get a not announced yet winner card. Super exciting. I can't wait to see what that's going to be. Next, we also have a 1v1 sealed event. So they're going to give you a starter deck and a couple packs to build your own deck, and similar pricing for this event as the other event. Lastly, we have 32 teams 2v2 tournament. Super cool. For this one though, you need to get top 8 to get that finalist Soletta Mercury due to less teams, 64-man tournament, 32-man tournament technically. So I understand the way they're breaking that down. I think it's really going to be really fun to see what comes out of these events, and are there better decks for the 2v2 format as opposed to the 1v1 format. And now it's going to just really allow us to really start getting an idea of the metagame right now. Speaking of the metagame right now, what is it heading into Gen Con? So far we've had 2 tournaments. Eggman events last weekend put on an event, 64-man tournament, and the weekend before that, there's an Eagle's Nest event, over 20 people, and guess what? The same deck won both events, green-white. And I was the person who piloted the green-white for the Eagle's Nest event. So I'm gonna give you a little lowdown on why I think it's poised to do really well at Gen Con. So I've already talked a bit about green-white in some of my other videos, and if you haven't seen them, definitely go check them out so you can go get yourself introduced to pretty much what is the deck that's winning right now. Now, why is it winning? I think it's because people haven't learned the matchup yet with blue-white. I do think it's a little tricky, and I also think I knew what I was doing with the deck, and I think Caleb knew what he was doing with the deck. Caleb played a terrific final, and you can go watch it in the Eggman events. He's just put up a new video yesterday of just the final match. So go ahead, go check it out and see how he played. If you notice, he took like all the hits. He really didn't defend much. He knew that if he got to his late game, he could curve. He really didn't worry about what was happening before that. He ramped, he did all the right stuff, and then he just said, every card I play is gonna be better than every card you play, and he got there. And he was piloting the list a little different, and I'll throw that up there for you guys now. And on this list, I like a couple things that he did here. The 4 Death Size and the 4 Duo is really good. I'm on that myself now. That's one of the changes I've made since that list. What I don't agree with yet is 4 Path. I think that's so much, and I think it's just a card that only gets so much utility, and it takes a second to do that. I like playing level 5 characters. He's only on 2. So I'd rather use that turn to get a blocker out, get an AO out, or even slow down aggro, because I still don't think it's left the format. Caleb played a great tournament, and he predicted there would be little to no aggro, and he was right. In my event, I played 3 aggro decks. So my list was right for that event. So I think, and here's that list for you, the one that I used. And I think using either one of these lists will do really well. You just gotta make sure you know your matchups. Next we have blue-white, and blue-white has really been played by 2 different styles, I'd say. We got freedom blockers, and we have the unicorn version where one has more freedom and one has more unicorn, but both really play both cards. And I don't think one's necessarily better than the other, but I definitely think you need these higher end characters to go into green-white if you're gonna play blue-white heading into this first combat event. Blue-white is probably the easiest choice in the sense that, we don't know what anyone could be cooking up for this event, right? Blue-white will consistently get there and consistently see cards. It's very hard for blue-white to have a really bad game. And to speak on that, Ty Donna got second in my event and in Caleb's event. So we literally had the same finals against the same blue-white player. So that dude's obviously super consistent. Blue-white really gives you the opportunity to do that. And if you see the right matchups and you're a skilled player, you can really get there. And the deck also does offer quite a few lines. So you do get to kind of choose and map your decision tree, which I really do enjoy about blue-white. Lastly, we have red-blue-pink. Don't love the name, but I love the deck. The deck is very aggressive, allows you to take really good trades with ping damage, and allows you to swing into their characters really only when it benefits you. Because otherwise, you can spend your time swinging at shields because you've been pinging this damage, and that when they trade into you, it doesn't feel as good for them because they don't get to 2-for-1. And also, you can play cards like Battle of Aces to now lump 3 damage out of nowhere after you just pinged 1 or 2 to just straight up knock out 1 Gundam they put on the board, or 1 unit, if you will. So I think that deck is a little slept on. And as you can see, here's just a sample list that I've included up there of how I believe it should have evolved to this point. As someone who has not put in the hours as I have in green-white into red-blue, some of this, is probably questionable. I'm not going to argue that. But this is just what I would do by reading the cards and what I think looks really good right now. So right now, I think that's where the meta is. We've gone over green-white, we've gone over blue-white, we've gone over red-blue-pink. I still think there's room for aggro. No one's really figured it out, it feels like. Red-blue-pink feels like the best aggro so far. But I do think a Xeon could just come out of the woodworks and actually blow up Gen Con. I'm hoping it does. Every time the meta changes, it makes every other deck change. And I love that, the experimentation and everything that goes into that. So I hope this weekend we get to see some experimentation and we get to see new decks and creativity all across the board. But lastly, I teased before, what do I think is going to win Gen Con? And no surprise, I think it's green-white. I think green-white is going to do well at these first combat events. I just think enough people are playing it now that has even better odds. If you look at the Eggman event, I think 18 people played it and 3 converted into the top 8. That's way better than the 34 blue-white players that only converted into 3 of the top 8. So I think green-white has a really good shot. I will say it takes a good pilot and you really got to know what you're doing, but that's my pick to win the event. So I thank you guys for watching today, and if you haven't, please like and subscribe. As always, I'm going to keep bringing you more Gundam content, so be sure to click to be notified for every drop, and I appreciate you guys watching today. Thanks.